Hi folks, I hope you have had a pleasant week. I am back again as it is a Wednesday and I am now uploading weekly, and since it is coming into May, we are going to be talking about exams and how to cope with exam season. It actually feels really strange to be making this video now because it's 2021 and we are hopefully coming towards the end of the COVID pandemic. So I sat my GCSEs in 2018 and I would have sat my A-levels in 2020, however, of course, I did not. So, as someone who usually has done quite well in school, I thought I would say how I have coped with exam seasons, both in my GCSEs and again in my mock exams. So now in my first year of university, I don't have any exams in person, but I do have a performance recital on the 18th of next month, which is exciting, and I'm nervous but excited. However, I don't have to go into like an exam hall or anything, and I assume none of you watching this do this year either, or if you have, it will have already happened. So this video is really more for like future years. So GCSEs of 2022, this video is for you, and A-levels of 2022, actually a couple of my friends will be sitting. This video is for you. So my first tip with exams is to start early. So if you're watching this around the time I'm releasing it, which is the end of April, this will not be such a helpful tip for you. However, I would always recommend starting your exam revision after the October half term of year 11 or 13. So personally what I would do is I would write out the entire syllabus over the last 2 years from like all the content that could come up in your exam, and then you make it into a little table of what you're confident on, you're kind of confident on, what you need to revisit. Then I would suggest looking at the ones that you've highlighted in red first, and from there those are the topics you will look at. My next step would be to create a revision timetable. So this doesn't need to be like super structured, it doesn't need to be an exactly 4:32 p.m. I will do 3 hours of physics, because you're not going to do that and you're not going to stick to that. The idea is to work smarter, not harder, because if you work for long periods of time, you will burn out. I'm speaking from experience. If you overwork your brain and your body, you're not going to achieve anything and you're not going to remember anything, because at the end of the day, exam results are about memory and understanding something. So you first of all need to remember the content, and second of all need to understand and apply it. And that is how you do it. So with that in mind, when I say like a revision timetable, I tend to work more with like revision to-do lists. And by that I mean making a list of all the things you want to get done when you get home from school, or maybe even before school if you're a morning person. And then you can do things in your lunch times, or if you have free periods, if you're at A-level, free periods. Just don't waste time, but also make sure you give yourself downtime. You have to have that work-life balance. And you know, if you do things like extracurricular, so for me personally, I am a musical theatre performer, always have been, so I would have dance and drama and singing lessons and all sorts going on while I was doing both my GCSEs and my A-levels. This is where I personally really struggled, because particularly in year 13 I was dancing 5 times a week and I was singing 3 times a week. It's really important to find that balance between your academics and your passions, because then you can go to university or onto further training and do whatever it is you want to specialise in. So for me personally, that is studying music with creative writing. Another super helpful exam tip I have always used is to set yourself targets. So I would always have like a realistic target and then the one that I would be reaching towards. I like the quote, aim for the moon, because even if you don't quite get there, you'll still be among the stars. You know, because everyone wants to get straight 9s or all A stars, but it's not always possible, and you have to do the best for yourself, not for anyone else. So don't compare yourself to other people. On a similar note, what is really important to remember, which your teachers probably will not tell you, and it's something I didn't realise until being in university, is I don't want to say exam results don't matter, because they do. However, they serve a purpose. So for example, your GCSEs are there to get you onto your A-level course or whatever further education course you want to do. Whether that's a BTEC, an NQT, or maybe you want to do an apprenticeship. You need your GCSEs to get onto that course. And there some things that you will need, like a maths or an English GCSE. A-levels are similar, they are just to get you into university or your apprenticeship or into your first job. It's more about what type of person you are, which of course comes through your personal statement writing, which I will make a video on if people are interested. But the point of exams and qualifications are to get you onto that next stage. So say for example you want to do A-levels in physics, maths and chemistry. You want to focus on those subjects in your GCSEs. So for me personally, I have always wanted to go into music and English as a general. So I put the most of my revision effort into those subjects. However, that does not mean if you don't like a subject, you should not be studying for it, because you should. Just make sure you prioritise your subjects and the ones that you need to do well in and the ones you would like to do well in. So for example, if it's a choice between getting C's across the board or getting, say, an A in a subject you want to do at A-level or maybe even university, and a D in, say, geography, and you're not particularly interested in it, I would say prioritise that subject. You know, jack of all trades, master of none, that phrase. Now I'm going to move on to some actual revision techniques, because I've spoken about like how to prepare for exams and how to do your initial startup, but here is how, I mean, I'm no educational specialist, but this is how I personally did, with relatively good success, study for my exams. And this is called the condensing method, because as I've said, exams are really all about memory and comprehension. So the first thing you do is you get a blank piece of paper and you just scribble down everything you know about this subject matter. Doesn't need to be lots, just see how much you can fill. Then what you want to do is you want to look at your revision resources, whether that be textbooks or BBC Bite Size is great for GCSE, or Spark Notes, and that is when you're going to look at research and you're going to condense that into mind maps. And from there you'll do, once you think you've got that, you can do another blurting page, and then you can condense your mind maps and blurts into flashcards. And flashcards are great because you can take them around with you. And if you're more techie inclined than myself, you could even make these into a Quizlet. The good thing about Quizlet actually is that you can share resources and you can see resources that other people have made. So I used Quizlet loads during my GCSEs because I found there were loads, I do know about 50 or 60 different Quizlet packs of Jekyll and Hyde quotes. Another tip, and this is one that you can use on your smartphone, and this is the Forest Study app. I have always used this because it promotes the Pomodoro productivity method, which I swear by. So the way Pomodoro works is you are growing a little tree and you have 20 minutes and then you have a 5-minute break. And you can make longer chunks or shorter chunks, and you kind of just get things done and little tasks that's there. It's a great app and a great concept. I've always used it. And what I really like, which moves on to my next point, is you can buddy up with people and make groups. So say your form group want to make a forest tree together, or your friendship group. You can even make it competitive, so if you thrive off competition, that's a great way to do it. The other great thing about Forest is it does make you have breaks, and this is great for your long-term memory, because in exams you don't want to be using your short-term memory. And that is when I say, do not cram. The night before your exam, you want to look over key flashcards and relax. You want to give your brain rest, because your brain is a muscle, and if you overuse it, you're going to burn yourself out and get in the exam and blank. Again, speaking from experience. And on a similar note to your brain being a muscle, you want to fuel your body properly. I don't want to do the whole healthy body, healthy mind thing, but there is a lot of merit to it. So I'm not saying you have to go on like a massive health kick or anything, but I am saying slow releasing carbohydrates are the way forward. So before your exam, I always had porridge, but you know, you want to fuel your body. I mean, chocolate and like sugary cereals are all well and good, and they're definitely tasty, but you're going to crash and burn. Particularly at A-level, if you've got a 3-hour exam, you need to make sure your body and your mind are fueled properly. Which also means you need to hydrate yourself, so lots of water, or if you really don't like water, squash. So essentially what exam season comes down to, and the whole surviving exam season, it really does just come down to self-care and looking after yourself. And you know, you're not alone, you've got your entire year group going through the exact same thing. And you can support each other and speak to your teachers. If you have older siblings, you know, sound off in the comment section, because we'll have all either been there or you're going through it as well, and it's just finding that solidarity in there. But while exams are really tough, you will see the other side of it. And then you've got a whole summer to do whatever you want. Next week's upload is more about musical theatre and how to write a musical, because I am a composer. So that's next week's upload. I really hope everyone's exams go well. Please, if you feel so inclined, keep me updated in the comments. It always makes me smile. To any of my friends who are sitting their A-levels, I don't have any friends sitting their GCSEs anymore because I am ancient. But I have got friends sitting their A-levels both this year and next year, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you all next week.